Hello. So today we're talking about self-worth and how do you build self-worth. But first things first, if you're new here, hey, welcome. I'm Keisha Ellingson, and I help people who have moved adjust to their new area by leading them through the process of creating community and creating excitement in their new area. And I'm really excited to talk about some mindset stuff with you today and about self-worth. I had a quick convo with a few different people in the Homesick Happy group, and I actually put a poll in the group, and the number one thing that people wanted to know more about was mindset work. So I was like, all right, we're going to do it. Let's do it. So there will be some mindset challenges coming up. So look for that in the Homesick Happy group. But today we're talking about your self-worth and increasing your self-worth or feeling of that. And I was like, you know what? This really comes back down to, or this topic was covered in a book that I read. And so I just want to share this book with you. It's the 12 Traits of the Greats, and read some of what this says, because it really speaks to this topic. And so one of the ways that you can develop a higher self-worth is by taking responsibility for your life, for all the things around you, like taking responsibility for your situation and your point of view and your thoughts and all of these things. Because what it does is it pulls you out of victim mentality. Victim mentality is thinking that you are the victim of everything and you need to wait for someone to come and help you, wait for someone to save you, wait for the situation to get better before you can take action. Things are other people's fault. That's victim mentality. So if you have those thoughts rolling around in your head, that's a little red flag to be like, okay, I need to make some shifts. So let's talk about some of those shifts. And the first one I'm going to talk about today is responsibility. So in this book, 12 Traits of the Great by Dave Martin, I just have 5 things I want to read to you, all about responsibility. You are completely and solely responsible for everything you are and everything you become. You are completely and solely responsible for everything you achieve and fail to achieve. You are where you are, and you are what you are because of yourself, your own thoughts, and your own behaviors. Now, thoughts are super, super important. Here, our thoughts usually drive our behaviors. And something I didn't know earlier on in my journey is that I can choose my thoughts. I thought I just kind of had to deal with whatever thought came, but that's not the truth. You can choose the thoughts you want to think. If you think something that's really negative, say, okay, I'm not going to accept that. Let's pull another one up, and you pull something positive. That's how you get yourself in a habit of switching thoughts. Okay. You need to realize that you are doing the work that you choose to do. You are earning the income that you choose to earn. You married the person that you chose to marry. You are living where you chose to live. You have always been free to choose. You have always been free to choose. And you are still free to choose. Sometimes people feel like they have to work this job, otherwise something's not going to work out. You are free to choose. You're free to make a transition. If this place that you're living in isn't working out, you can move. That's, and sometimes people are like, well, it's stacked against me. Well, maybe it's a great time for a transition then, right? Okay, so there are 2 schools of thoughts on the issue of personal responsibility. On the one hand, there are those who believe that no one is really responsible for anything. We are all victims of the external factors and uncontrollable internal powers that dictate our plight. I was there. On the other hand, there are those who believe that in a society, individuals' responsibility is the most essential element of personal freedom. This group believes that with individual liberty comes individual responsibility and accountability. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to improve or grow or increase, you have to improve or grow or increase. That's the simple divine law of responsibility. So when you're going, when you're like raising your self-worth and you're going from victim mentality to victor mentality, it's important to realize that like if you want to change, you have to actually take the action to change. You can't wait around for things to work out or wait around for the economy to get better or all these different things. Like your action drives your life. The actions you take, the risks you take, and usually once we make that decision and we're like, all right, I'm going here, things start aligning. And so if you are, say, not taking action yet, or you're like, oh, I'm not sure, like, am I like being a victim here, or am I being a victor here? Victims tend to complain and remain about a situation. So they wait. And like, I'm not saying this with any judgment because I had a very, very strong victim mentality for many years. And it's just, I have been working towards switching it probably for about the past like 4 or 5 years. And like, I feel like now I'm picking up momentum and really starting to grasp these concepts. But if you feel like I am calling you out on victim mentality, don't get offended, because the reason I know it so well is because I lived it so long. Okay. So there's no shame in being like, oh my gosh, I'm acting like a victim over here. A realization is the first step to change. You have to realize that and be like okay with where you are, and then set your path and start moving towards where you want to go. Okay. So victims usually wait. If they're in a situation that they don't like, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to trudge through this. And they like wait in it because they're waiting for someone else to do the work, someone else to pay the bills, somebody else to really like rescue them, right? They're not standing up to be their own rescuer and doing the work themselves. Usually victims complain. Joyce Meyer says, you complain, then you remain. It's a really good way to kind of easily pinpoint who victim-minded people are, is by the amount that they complain about things. Or say like, oh, well, if the big guys in government would choose to do this, things would be different. Well, make some stuff different yourself. I feel like I might get like, I have like a feisty vibe. I'm saying all this in love, okay? And they usually don't take the position of taking action. So, okay, next thing. When you step up to the plate and accept responsibility for your own decisions and for the circumstances that you have created in the past and can create in the future, you will feel more positive about yourself and happier with life. Right? That relates to our topic of the day, right? Feeling positive about yourself. You are no longer a victim of more powerful people. This is kind of like a story that gets told in our culture. And like, well, if the rich would just give back, or if like these politicians would make this choice. And it's basically like the more powerful people, like feeling like people are a victim to the more powerful people, right? But we still have our choices. Like you have a choice no matter where you are in life. But deciding to create your future and making moves that will help you really transition from being victim to victor mindset. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. If you want to get the book, 12 Traits of the Greats, it's by Dave Martin. And it has run across my mind to do a book collaboration, because I think this is like the second or third video I've done where I've used like quotes from his book. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, this would be so fun to do a book collab with this book. So if you want that, send me a message, let me know. And if not, that's cool too. But so there's going to be some shifts coming up and some mind work challenges. If you want to hop in the Homesick to Happy group to be prepared and ready for all the fun mindset stuff that's coming your way, feel free to. There's a link in the description of this video. But I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm so excited. I have like my day packed with good tasks. It's going to be a very productive day. So I look forward to chatting with you soon. See you later. Bye.